Assalamu alaikum student. The topic of presentation for today is nutrition in plants. Before starting the topic, we all must know that what is nutrition. So nutrition is a process of obtaining the food. So by whatever means we consume the food or intake the food inside our bodies is known as nutrition. As we all know that food is necessary for the health and growth of our body. So ultimately nutrition is important. Nutrition is categorized into two types, autotrophic and heterotrophic. In autotrophic nutrition, organisms synthesize their own food from raw materials. It means organisms take in simple inorganic substances such as carbon dioxide and water from the environment and convert them into organic molecules inside their bodies. There are further two types of autotrophic nutrition. Number one, photoautotrophic nutrition. In this type of nutrition, the organisms uses solar energy for the food synthesis inside their bodies. It means they use the energy from the sunlight to make their food. This type of nutrition is carried out by plants and certain bacteria. In chemoautotrophic nutrition, the organism utilize chemical energy for their food synthesis. It means they does not require any light energy or sun energy for their food synthesis. This type of nutrition is carried out by certain bacteria, and you can also observe this type of nutrition inside the cells, where cells utilize chemical energy in the form of ATP for their synthesis of organic molecules. The other type of nutrition is heterotrophic nutrition, in which organisms do not synthesize their own food, rather they directly obtain organic materials from outside. It means they will not intake any type of inorganic materials from the environment and then convert into organic molecules, rather they directly take in the organic molecules from the environment. This type of nutrition is carried out by humans, animals and fungi. In order to survive and to perform various vital functions, each and every organism require energy. So does the plants do. But the question arises, where do plants get energy from when they do not eat any food? The answer to this question is that they get this energy by a specialized process which is known as photosynthesis. The word photosynthesis comprises of two parts. Photo means light and synthesis means to manufacture. It means it is a process by which plants basically manufacture their food by using the light energy. Coming towards more technical definition of photosynthesis, it can be defined as a process by which plants transforms light energy into chemical energy. It means they get the energy from the sun and then convert it into chemical energy, which is their food. This chemical energy is in the form of carbohydrates, specifically glucose. As you can see in the photosynthesis equation down below, here you can see the raw materials used for the process of photosynthesis, which includes carbon dioxide and water taken from the environment. In the presence of sunlight and a green pigment, chlorophyll, they convert this solar energy into an organic molecule which is glucose. Furthermore, oxygen is also released as a byproduct. I hope that you all have well understood now that plants make their food in the form of glucose. Another important thing is that if plants need to store this glucose, they store it in the form of another carbohydrate which is called as starch. Now as you can see here, the chemical formula of glucose suggests that it comprises of three elements: carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. Now the question is where these three elements are coming from. As we all know that for the synthesis of glucose, we require carbon, hydrogen and oxygen to be present inside the plant body. So these three elements are basically coming from the raw materials which are initially uptaken by the plants for this process. The raw materials for photosynthesis include carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide provides carbon for the synthesis of glucose. Water provides hydrogen and oxygen. Oxygen is further evolved as a byproduct as well. And the third thing is sunlight, which provides energy for the conduction of this whole process. Chlorophyll is also required, but as it is already present inside the plant body in the chloroplast, that is why it is not considered as a raw material. Now coming towards a bit detailed explanation of process of photosynthesis, it is not a very simple process. It is actually a very complicated process which involves many intermediate steps before the glucose is formed. Generally, it consists of two stages: light dependent stage and light independent or dark stage. Light dependent stage, as the name suggested, requires light energy or sunlight to be present to be carried out. On the other hand, the dark stage does not require any light or sun energy to be carried out. In the light dependent stage, two important events takes place. Number one, first of all, the sunlight which falls on the leaves of the green plant are captured by chlorophyll and converted into chemical energy. So the first event taking place in the light dependent stage is the absorption or capturing of sunlight by chlorophyll. The next important event taking place in the light dependent stage is photolysis. It means the water which is absorbed from the roots of plants is splitted into hydrogen and oxygen in the presence of light. In the light independent or dark stage, where there is no light required, glucose is synthesized from carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide that was taken from the air by the plants was converted into glucose, or we can say reduced into glucose. Here you can see the light dependent and independent stages in the form of chemical equations. In light dependent stage, you can see two events taking place. In event A, light energy is coming, which is absorbed by the chlorophyll and then converted into the chemical energy. In event B, water molecules that were previously absorbed from the roots of plant are splitted into oxygen and hydrogen molecules by the process of photolysis. As the name suggests, photolysis, photo means light, lysis means breakdown. It means water molecule is broken down in the presence of light. The next stage is light independent or dark stage, in which carbon dioxide is converted into glucose molecule. This carbon dioxide is not directly converted into glucose. There are so many intermediate steps which are not to be discussed over here, but the important thing to be noted down here is that the hydrogen which is coming from the light dependent stage and the chemical energy which is coming from there, both are utilized in this process to convert carbon dioxide into glucose. As the hydrogen is adding into this chemical reaction, that is why we say that carbon dioxide is reduced to form glucose. Any process in which hydrogen is adding up is known as reduction process. So we can say that carbon dioxide is reduced into glucose molecule. Furthermore, water molecules is also formed over here, which is released as a byproduct. You can also see the number of molecules required to make one molecule of glucose at the bottom of this slide. Here you can see the overall equation for photosynthesis, which is formed by the combination of all the previous three equations shown in the previous slide. In the overall equation, you can see the complete process of photosynthesis. You can say 6 molecules of carbon dioxide combines with 12 molecules of water in the presence of light energy and chlorophyll. 1 molecule of glucose is formed along with 6 molecules of oxygen and 6 molecules of water, which are released as a byproduct. So this is the overall equation of photosynthesis, which now you can see is different from the old equation that was previously suggested. These are some very simple self-analysis questions. You have to do it in your biology register. So as you may know that how much you have got from this lecture. Now what you all need to do is to go through this lecture thoroughly, understand it, and then just have a look of these topics which are covered in this lecture from the book as well. Read it out from the book. And then if you have still any queries, you can note it down with yourself. Whenever we have a live session, you can ask those questions. Plus, if the questions are very simple and can be answered in the comments section or in the written form, you can ask in the comment section as well. Thank you very much.